Hey, this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. I am testing out brakes. So you might know that I installed some Tektro hydraulic brakes on my Magicycle Cruiser. Compliments of Magicycle. And so I decided I would take the bike out today and give it a try. Now, it's been extremely hot here this week. We were in the upper 90s. I wouldn't doubt we hit almost 100. So I have not been able to go out. I was only able to put the brakes on, but I really haven't been able to go out and give it a good test. I will say this. The hydraulic brakes are dramatically better. I mean, the brakes that were on the Magicycle originally are Tektro brakes as well, but they're the mechanical disc brakes with 180 millimeter rotors. And so making the change to the Tektro hydraulic brakes wasn't that difficult. It still took me about 3 hours of time, a little bit over 3 hours of time. And so in that sense, you might say that that's a long installation time, but it wasn't that hard, really. I think the hardest thing was trying to get the grips off. Yeah, these things are on really tight once they're on your handlebars. So I think that was the toughest part of the whole thing. And the second thing that I thought was difficult, but it turned out not to be difficult, was was routing the cable through the frame for the rear brake. Yeah, I thought for sure that would be a tough one to do, but it wasn't. So now the one thing that I am missing is I used to have a bell right at my trigger finger on the left hand, right over here. It was on the brake lever of the old Tektro brakes. Well, once you switch over to the hydraulics, there is no bell. So I added this bell, this little blue thing here. Now, they don't seem to have that available anymore. I bought them on Amazon. You get 3 of them for like $7.99. Well, we went back and looked at it, and it's gone. It's all sold out. I should have bought more when I had a chance. Oh well, because actually I think the replacement bell, which would be maybe the original bells, I have a feeling that these were probably copies from China. I'm not sure, but they're like $17.95 or $18.95, something like that, each. Versus this thing is like 3 for $7.99. But that seller is not the manufacturer. They just happen to sell odds and end products. Yeah, so should have bought some when I had a chance, because we might be getting some more bikes coming in. So anyways, let's talk about these brakes. I will say that these hydraulic brakes are really good. Now, the original Tektro brakes were pretty good in the first place. Yeah, it's pretty muddy over here. And I'm finding that as I pull on these brakes, it's a very light pull. I don't have to pull hard at all. I mean, I'm talking 1 or 2 fingers would actually stop you. And I could actually skid the brakes. I was never able to do that. Not with the mechanical brakes. So is it worth the upgrade price? I know Magicycle were selling these, I think, for like $229, I think, something like that. $225, $229. I think the retail prices were in the range of around $250-ish, something like that. And yeah, I think it's worth the money. Yeah, so if you're going to order a Magicycle cruiser, you might want to seriously think about getting one with hydraulic brakes on it. Now, I know they used to do a combination of things. I looked at their website currently, and it doesn't seem like they're doing that right now. And that's probably because there's a new model coming for the Cruiser. It's called the Cruiser Pro. And the Cruiser Pro is essentially the Cruiser with some upgrades on there. All right. So the upgrades that I noticed on the website indicates instead of a 52 volt, I don't know, was it 15 amp hour battery? I think that's what they have here. I'm not sure. It's now a 20 amp hour battery. All right, so you get an upgraded battery with more range. The motor got tweaked a little bit too. So you get, instead of 86 Newton meters, you get, let me stop here for a second. Hello. No problem. So instead of 86 Newton meters, you get 96 Newton meters now. So they've tweaked the motor a little bit. So it gives a little bit more torque. I read somewhere that they said that they had cruise control. That's still unconfirmed. I don't see it on the website. It doesn't say that on the website. But I read it on one of the forums. So if they have that, that would be nice. I think cruise control is really nice if they have it. And what else did they give you? Hydraulic brakes. Hydraulic front suspension. Hydraulic brakes. So in that sense, just getting the hydraulic brakes there is nice. Price goes up, of course. I think sale price was just under $2,000, $1,995, $1,999, whatever. And then, of course, you could have gotten the regular Cruiser for about, I think it was like $1,589. Is that what it is? Something like that. Morning. So, yeah, it's a little bit more money, but you're getting a lot for that money as well. So that's an option. Or you buy the Cruiser as is, take off the brakes yourself, and add on the hydraulic brakes. And if you watch my other video, you can see this bird flying in front of me. It's a little red, I guess that's a cardinal. You could add on the brakes yourself. You have to do a little bit of effort, but it would be about half the price of what the Pro version would be. But I think for the difference in the price, getting it already installed and having a bigger battery on there and everything is probably worth it. Now, I'm not going anyplace fancy, as you know. This is the same route we typically take. But, yeah, I didn't want to go too far again today. I just wanted to go in local areas to do this test. Like, I mean, if I hit the brakes, I just skidded out the back rear tire. If I hit the brakes, it stops fast. So it's something to get used to, and I'm not pulling hard either. It's just purposely pulling it so that I could stop quickly. I could never do that with any of the other bikes. Now, I don't know if you've been with me for a while, you probably know, but the Rad Rover 5 had Tektro brakes as well, mechanical disc brakes. And I was always adjusting that thing. Constant adjustment, almost like daily adjustment, because as you use it, the brake cables, there's a little bit of stretch and pull there. The brake pads start wearing down, so if that happens, then you've got... I'm going to slow down a little bit here, because this dog is off the leash, I think. she really needs to have that dog on the leash, but it's not on the leash, so you don't know what the dog's going to do. So anyways, it was always constantly adjusting it, and that's when I got tired of the mechanical brakes. And they stop, but they don't stop very well. You tend to slide a little bit. You hit the brakes, and then you're going forward for X amount of feet before you actually stop. So so at that time, Bolton eBikes, now known as Area 13, was selling some Juin Tech brakes. I think they're called the M1s. I'm not sure. I think that's what the numbers are. And they were rebranded under the Bolton eBikes brand name. But of course, Bolton had to change their name to Area 13. Oh, they're building something off to the right side. Let me show you guys to the right. Yeah, I don't know what they're building. Is that a better tennis court? I have no idea. They ripped down that tennis court. Morning. And so they're doing something. It's got fencing all around it. So anyways, I put those brake calipers on. They're hydraulic brake calipers. Okay. So the reason I didn't do a full hydraulic brake system then is because I didn't want to route the cabling and deal with the hydraulic brake line. I figured if I just got the calipers, then I get the benefit of not having to mess with it so much and get a little bit more performance. But the performance was just incremental. It was not a huge performance increase. I mean, I could never skid the brakes if I wanted to. All right, we got to go up this hill. I always forget that this is the hill that we have to go up on. So as you can see on the speedometer, we're kind of flying over this. I'm throttling and pedaling at the same time. We're going over the top at about 15 miles an hour, roughly. So yeah, it does really well, and I think that new one with 96 Newton meters of torque would take this hill even better. So anyways, I made the switch out. It essentially eliminated the daily messing with the brakes because the hydraulic calipers, both sides of the brake pads move in together. On mechanical disc brakes, one side stays stationary and the other side moves in. All right. So as far as even brake wear, I think the hydraulic brakes would probably be better on the long run. But yeah, I mean, if I hit the brakes now, you hear that skidding. That's the rear brake, the rear wheel skidding back. Now I do notice a little bit of difference on the front as far as when I hit it. It kind of goes, I don't know, it's like boom, 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 that type of thing. I don't know what that is, if there's something loose or something. I have to double check the brakes again, I guess. But it does stop really fast. Yeah, I could never do that with the hydraulic disc calipers only. So having that full hydraulic system, the full brake line being hydraulic, does make a difference. Yeah, it's an easy pull. I mean, it's so smooth now, pulling on the brake levers, that it's not even an effort. I don't have to worry about the stop. So, yeah, thank you, Magicycle. I really do appreciate the upgrade. It makes a big difference in the ride. Everything feels so much more positive and so much smoother. So I didn't want to do a very long video today. I just wanted to do one where I was able to talk a little bit about these brakes and give you my basic thoughts on it. I'm just going to turn around. I'm not even going to go into the 3-mile path. I'm just going to turn around from this point. Let's just do that, and I'm just going to head back. It is expected to be a very hot day again today. What time is it right now? It is it is 6:36 in the morning right now. And again, like I said, I'm doing it early in the morning because it's gonna get hot. Right now it's just like a little bit over 70 degrees, which is, as you know, my ideal traveling temperature. So you get a little bit of breeze as you're riding through, and it's kind of a coolish breeze. It's a little humid out here because it rained earlier in the evening. Like I don't know, like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But so it's a little bit wet out here still. So I said to myself, I says, okay, I'm gonna do a quick video, talk about the brakes, give you my thoughts on it, get a little bit of ride in to kind of try it, and then head back home. So anyways, that's about all I wanted to tell you guys. That the brakes are very good. I'm really happy with them. I think going forward, I'm gonna try to look for. If it was me, I'm gonna try to look for bikes that have hydraulic brakes on them, because I think it's a big difference. Luckily, the new Magicycle models coming out seem to have the hydraulic brakes on it, so that's a good thing. Not all of them. I think the Cruiser still has a mechanical disc brake. That's a less expensive a bike. But as far as the folding bike and the new Ocelot bike, which is a step-thru 20-inch bike, 20-inch wheel bike, those have hydraulic brakes on them. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Okay, like here, okay. Coming down this hill, knowing that I have brakes that can slow me down dramatically like that is a good thing to know. The other brakes, I always wonder, am I going to be able to stop well enough? See, so we're stopping pretty good. Can't say that for the other mechanical brakes. You slow down and eventually you stop, versus this thing, I hit it hard, I can skid. Not that you want to skid, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys next time. That's a skid, man.